change your approach, change the things that you're doing, go back, try to change your approach first, and then your brand if you are connecting it to today, and then you will succeed.
Lunch with no, lunch with no, lunch with no, lunch with no. Hey everyone, this is Kelsey Farrar, aka the son of the beard guy here. Welcome to another Lunch with Kelsey, the e-commerce and Amazon FBA podcast. In this episode, we are going to be breaking down a step-by-step branding guide for Amazon brands and more. So today, we're going to be discussing why Amazon sellers are having issues with branding, the branding fundamentals you need in order to have a stable and consistent brand, and how to best use the tools that Amazon gives you for the best chance of success. So welcome to another Lunch with Kelsey, the e-commerce and Amazon FBA podcast. Hayden, you're killing me. You had one job. Wow, I sound like Norm. Anyways, welcome to the Lunch with Norm podcast. I'm stepping in for Norm. He is traveling today. He's actually going to be traveling until Friday too, so I'll be manning the podcast. But without further ado, let's jump into today's episode. Today, we're going to be talking about a step-by-step branding guide for Amazon brands and more. Starting from the world of traditional advertising, our guest is the co-CEO of MarketWise. He heads the department dealing with all aspects of Amazon, including the Amazon algorithm, product positioning, branding strategies, innovation, and so much more. So today, we're going to be welcoming Nir Raveh. But first, we're going to head over to a sponsor. So Hayden, get your finger on the button and hit it.
I want to give a quick shout out to an incredible group of sponsors who help keep our podcast running. The Lunch with Norm podcast wouldn't be possible without the support of the following sponsors: Post Purchase Pro, Clear Ads, Goldstein Patent Law, Honu Worldwide, Netfluence.co, Video Telepathy, Startup Club, and Dragonfish Brand Management. I just want to let our sponsors know you're awesome. Now let's get back to the show.
Hello, Kelsey. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I think you missed the punchline. It's lunch with the bros.
I was saving that for you. You even wrote it down. Oh, look, we got lunch with the pros. Wheel of Pros coming in.
Yeah, it's so good to be in here for the second time, I think, if I remember correctly. And I'm so honored to be with you both. People don't know it, but there is some kind of a phase of preparation, and it was amazing. I hope we will manage to do whatever we've discussed and prepared. And if it will be fantastic. So really, I'm as was just said, feel free to ask and anticipate and have a discussion, because this will make it a bit different or better. And
great. Yeah, so I'm super excited about today's episode too. Like you said, we had a pre-call. We wanted to really drill down what we're going to be talking today. And so, yeah, if you have questions, let us know. And the first thing I want to start off to the audience is I want to know, how did you transition from your past job, or if you're doing this Amazon as a side hustle, but where did you get your experience about learning about branding? So to the audience, how did you get that experience from branding? Is this something that you've been learning just from YouTube or Google? Is this something that you took a course about? Let us know in the comment sections and we'll get started. So I guess, Nir, today, to preface this conversation, I think it's important to kind of go back and say, like, why do Amazon sellers have issues with branding? We're going to be talking about the guidelines for branding, but why do Amazon sellers have issues with branding?
So I will explain. Let me introduce myself so people will understand a bit about. Usually people know me. I'm dealing with the problems on Amazon. And last time I was here, I was talking about motivation, and what happens when you're not succeeding, and and giving people some motivation. But this time we're speaking about something almost different. No, not almost, completely different. So quick things about myself. I'm the CEO of MarketWise, and I've been dealing with branding for more than 20 years. So I started on BBDO, the agency, the advertising agency, and I've been dealing with brands for really a long time, doing the strategy of really I don't know, I would say one of the biggest brand like Pepsi in here locally, but also many other brands. And when I started Amazon, something like 15, and now I'm diving into the today today things. So when I started Amazon, something like 15 years ago, a bit more, I just realized that we had nothing. We couldn't do nothing. So we had titles and we had description and we had the bullet points, and maybe we had a search term, and that's it. Even SEO was not existing back then, and nobody knew what to do. So what we have done back then, we actually played with tactics. So we have done some tricks, and everything was without really strategy. It was like we narrowed into the basic, everything was tactic, but almost nothing to do with branding or with even strategy. But now, and this is what you've been asking, Amazon are not there anymore. So the last few years, and especially this year, Amazon has changed course. And they are really focusing everything on branding. And now we have so many opportunities for branding and to do some marketing efforts and to do, I don't know, so many magic. But I noticed that most of the sellers are not using it, and I don't know even why they are not using it, because it's possible. And why is it bad? And then I will give you the ability to ask. Because we are all, and I'm not trying to say anything bad. I'm just trying to say to I don't know, to highlight something. If you are not building your marketing, if you are not building your brand, then all the tactics that you are doing, even if you have the best abilities to do some really good things with tactics, you are not building your brand. And I will explain a bit later, but it will give you a boost of sales for really the short period of time. And this is where we are, and this is what we will be discussing today.
Yeah, so I think we want to kind of talk about that fundamental layer that is so necessary for brands to start with. And I think something that I've seen personally, just working with Amazon brands or having people in the Beard Nation sending us their listings, it seems like they're missing that fundamental base of solid branding to build off of. And I think that's maybe an issue when they start using these tactics, or the Amazon post why they may not be using these tools as effectively, is because that base layer isn't stable right now. So let's dive into it. Nir, do you think there's a good place to start with this?
Yes, I would say even before speaking about listing, etc., let's understand something about branding. Let's focus everything now on branding. Before marketing, before everything else, let's talk about branding. What does it mean when you're doing some branding? It means that you understand your customers. You learn to understand your customers. But even before that, try to have, let's say, you have a product. I don't know if you've done some differentiation or not. Let's assume that you have done some differentiation. But now you have a product, and you need to be, if you do the same as everyone else and you use the same tools that they are, nobody will notice you. So what are the things that we are doing as an agency, but also I will discuss it a bit later, in order to be a bit different. So let's talk about, if you will understand what your customers are looking for, and if you understand the values of your customers, the emotions, when they want to buy, and it's for every product, for every brand. What are the values? What are the anchors? What is an anchor? Let me explain. When people are buying, let's say Nike, they are looking for the signal. But they are looking, if they will see 3 stripes, they will know that this is Adidas, even if it will be a completely different product, segment, department, whatever. This is something that will hold them for a second. This is the only thing that we need them to do. Hold them while they are scrolling for a second, so they will remember you. If everyone have something which is white, make, I don't know, a stripe which is red, so they will remember when they go back. And now I'm speaking about tactics, but at least the people who understand what is branding, they will remember, I remember the one with the red stripe, or the one that was doing something else. So it's really small things that makes huge difference. Trying to see what also can motivate them. You know what? You'll ask.
Sorry, just unmuting myself.
Yeah.
So just to add on to that, just going back from my previous question about how Amazon sellers started out looking into branding, Simon is saying that he started out, there's no Google, no Amazon, in fact, no internet. You had to get into stores, you had to create a brand, go to expos, do PR and print advertising. So I think things have changed quite a bit, where now people are coming from, they can be just finishing university and wanting to start a business. They're going on to Canva, or they're trying to put together a brand and put something up and send it and make it cohesive. Where I think that's where there's a disconnect, where, I think Amazon sellers might be just so new to branding in general that they're missing the layout that's needed for a solid brand. So like you said, building out the product differentiation, the pain points and the anchors. So is that something that you sit down with the brand first? Like, say you have a product, would you say you start with, okay, what are the pain points that the customers are feeling with, and you start with that?
Yeah, exactly. So I have two things that I'm doing. We have the paid service that we're doing. We also have, we're guiding sellers. There's an inner circle. In both options, what we are doing is, let's say we're taking a product, and then we're really looking for the values, for the emotions. But what does it mean? It means where you connect with it, or what does it mean? It sounds a bit weird at the beginning, but if you remember when we discussed before this episode, I said to you, if let's say that you want to say about something, some kind of value, whatever the value is, and then put a photo or picture behind it. So people will, even your team will understand the value when they are speaking. Then you have a set of values for the product. It's not easy. It's easy to say. It's not easy to do. But after you do that, you will understand what are the values of the customer, of that the customer is looking on one hand, but also are what you are bringing to the table. What is your I don't know. There is the USP, unique selling proposition. What is the thing that you are doing? But it's like a long process of understanding the product, understanding the customer, understanding the needs, understanding what you need to say, and then creating. And I will discuss it a bit later. Maybe we want to keep this like a bit open, but you can eventually, after you are building them one by one, you can create some kind of avatar. I'm jumping to the end, we'll go back. You're building an avatar. let's say you understand your customer. You can say, in general, everything about it, what he's looking for or she is looking for. Even give him, her a name. So you will be able to approach them, and then you can I don't know, you can, even when you're doing advertising, etc., you can approach to be very precise in your marketing approach. um, but it starts way before, when you have, let's say, and I'm jumping all over because I want to speak about branding, and branding is all over the place, at least on Amazon. So let's say now you know your customer and you know your values, and what does it mean about the packaging? I'm asking you, Kelsey, would that impact your, I don't know, the way you design your package?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think once you have that solid base of defining your customer avatar, which I should mention, if you are looking for a resource or a tool to kind of define your customer avatar, if you go to digitalmarketer.com and just search customer avatar, they have a great PDF that is a great base to start defining your customers. And you might not just have one customer. You should definitely start with maybe the one that you have in mind first, and then you can start to branch out to the different types of customers you might have, because brands will have multiple ones, but start with one that you're focused on, and go to Digital Marketer, try and build out that customer
they
avatar.
are amazing. They are amazing, and they are leading this eco-market in this, and you will grow. This is like a starting point, and then you will understand it. It will become second nature, and you will grow from that. But it's a good start.
Start. And even if you are already selling on Amazon, it's good to go back, check it out, see where, like, refocus and see if you are hitting those things when you're doing Amazon posts. Are you really targeting that customer that you had in mind? So, but to answer your question about the packaging, yeah, absolutely. I think packaging like, if you know what your customer is feeling or the pain points it's having, if you've narrowed down the kinds of companies that they're already interested in or products they're already interested in, that can all be reflected in the packaging that you use, the colors that you use. I know in our pre-call we were talking about how just like color theory can have an impact on the customer. Yeah, so I know we had one of our Beard Nation members. He's in the oral hygiene niche, and so he's not using this ugly warm yellow. He's using like the mints that are commonly associated with oral hygiene, and I think it all kind of ties together with that. So absolutely.
And I wanted to speak about, let me do something before, and then we'll go back to this point exactly. So it's not something in theory, and it's not something, it's, of course, it's theory before, but just, 1 second after, it means conversion. Because if you will do that, and if you will know your customer, if you will understand what they want, then your conversion will be much better. You will convert, and then instead of just doing all the tactics, which are great, and if you ask me, I will discuss it a bit later if we'll have time, go to Data Dive and do something with that, because they are amazing, one of the best tools that I'm using on a daily basis. But you'll do amazing work on the listing, but do that only after you understand your customer. And then going back to what you just mentioned, when you understand what are your customer needs and also your competition, then you can position yourself. It's a different angle of branding, but when you position yourself, the tactical way, if everybody has, I don't know, a photo that looks from one angle, do the other angle, so you will be a bit different. But you can do so much more. I don't know. find their need and position yourself as the one that is answering their needs. If everybody is like doing all the, I don't know, it's just a suggestion, don't do that without checking. If everybody are fighting over, I don't know, being the minimal price, maybe you can offer a higher price product that will be premium price. I don't know if even back then in the university, you have that like the strategy. If you want to sell higher price product, create another even higher price product, so people will buy the mid price product, because okay, I cannot offer the one for $1,000. I will buy the one for $850. It's still very good. So it's kind of marketing is not, and this is something we've discussed yesterday. You can learn, and I have 2 degrees in that. In the university, you can learn tactic, strategy, and marketing, and everything else. But to be really honest with myself, and this is what I told you yesterday, everything is theory. When you start to work on that, and when you're starting to do that, only then you learn how to do that, how to create, branding, all the marketing efforts, only then. So it's not about what you've learned, it's about what you're doing now and your understanding of the needs.
All right, great. So I just want to shout out some of the Beer Nation listeners. We've got Michael. Yes, thank you. Michael, he says, good show, Kelsey. Howard, the mints. Yes, exactly. You know what I'm talking about. Your mint colors. Your branding is spectacular. So yes, let us know in the comment sections if you have any questions or comments. We're going to be diving into them.
I think I know Howard's product.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
it's very,
I'm not sure.
It's very nice. Okay, so I think this is a good time to kind of shift over to the Wheel of Kelsey today. We're about halfway through, which time is just flying by. I can't believe it. So Nir, we have a great giveaway today. Do you want to explain what it is?
No, you do it.
All right. So Nir is giving away his time. He's giving away an hour consultation. So this can be about branding. Nir, you're an expert in everything. So
not in
do you want to
everything.
kind of go over?
No, let's focus our efforts on branding. If somebody the one, I don't know, who will win the Wheel of Kelsey will get 1 hour of consultation, discussion about the brand, about branding, about marketing efforts, maybe even a bit of PPC. So, but
Okay.
you know, this is let's
stick to branding.
Yeah, stick to branding today.
All right, sounds good. So if you are interested in that, that is hashtag Wheel of Kelsey. If you are watching from YouTube or Facebook, just simply write hashtag Wheel of Kelsey or Wheel of Bros. I saw some of those comments were coming in before too. So either way, you'll be entered into our contest, which will be spinning at the end of today's episode. So get your comments in. I already see Andrew and some Facebook users throwing them in now. So fill it up and we'll let you know who the winner is at the end of today's show.
If there is a question, let's deal with it now. I don't know. I cannot see the questions. Yep. Let's see.
We have okay, let's see. We got Tony. Can you give us some data dive tips for my team? How can I find new sub niches using data dive? That is
so yes, I can. Hi, Tony. So yeah, it's not my place to do it. Brandon is his knowledge is amazing. He's one of my best friends. If you notice, we call ourselves brothers because we look almost the same, just because the glasses. But data dive, you can go. I don't know. Let's start. I don't know if people know it, but if not, you should take it. I don't know if Brandon is still giving some kind of experience time, demo time. If you want, I don't know if it's okay or not, I can give some kind of whatever. I'll ask you afterwards. We have I think one of a month's trial period, but I don't know if you want to use this code or not. So Kelsey, let me know later. But anyway, data dive. The structure of data dive, you need to start with roots. Usually, Brandon is showing the main screen where you see your competitor, but you can do it in two different ways. So we'll do it a bit fast, but it's a good discussion because yesterday we've discussed even I don't know, in terms of what you should add to the title or the SEO. So Kelsey, point me later to that point exactly. So at the beginning, you will choose your competition. You can let Data Dive to choose it. You can let Amazon to choose it, or you can choose it yourself. There is some kind of, I forgot the exact name. You can add it to the tray. Yes, and then you will have your competition. It's about something like 10, 12 products. Now, Data Dive takes all the information from Helium, from brand registry, and I forgot maybe Keepa, but I'm not sure. And it has amazing abilities. So you get all the information very, very clear to work with. So now you can go to the roots. There is a segment called roots, and then you see all the keywords that are important. And again, I'm stealing a bit of the show of Brandon, but Brandon was the first one, and I will stop there. Brandon was the first one to discuss roots as roots. What does it mean? It's not keywords. It's about the way Amazon sees you. And if you add, let's say, you have a product and it is not indexed correctly on Amazon, it means that you will not have the roots on your listing. So if you will add them, then I don't know, after it will be indexed and then the algorithm will see you and index you correctly, then you will be able to add more roots. And the more relevant you will be, the more your conversion will be better. So it's very important to understand the roots. And of course, same goes to your advertising, same goes to everything else, because this is how the algorithm works. And again, it's not a show about algorithm. We can do something else. But today, I'm putting myself to the point we discussed. Data Dive it's like there is a place called Battle of Titles, Battle of Bullets, and all the listing builder. So you can choose, and it's very, very clear. You can change something in your listing builder, and then you'll see the score getting higher or lower. And now it's a new phase. I think this is something brilliant that Brandon was doing. Now we are not guessing. Now we are playing with real information, with real data, and it means a lot. Because now, I don't know, you can understand the competition, but now you can do something else. Yes, you can go as high as, let's say, if everyone else have, let's say, just for the example, search of 3,000, 5,000, whatever, 5,000, just for the example. Let's say 4,500 and 5,000 and 5,000 something, okay? And you can go as high as 10,000. Of course, you'll beat them with that. But now you can look at your title and say, and now I'm going back to branding, you can say, okay, I'm willing to lose some of my indexing abilities. So yes, I will have 9,000, but I will say something which is not relevant in terms of keywords, but it is relevant in terms of values, because this is what the customer is looking for. This is what will, of course, they will see, more people will see me, but if I will speak their language and I will act on their subconscious, or maybe be able to target their values and emotions and whatever they are looking for, then they will buy me. So this is basically, now it's The real game starts when you understand your branding on one hand and your way of doing things on the other hand, and it's hard work, but this is the work. This is the work on Amazon today.
Yeah, so you're talking about the kind of the balance between whether you should be focusing on your branding and trying to target those pain points and your consistency as a brand versus the keywords and specific terms that you should be using as like for SEO or ranking and things, and how
Exactly.
you can balance the two, because you don't want to fully dive into your brand and hurt yourself ranking on Amazon missing those keywords, but you also don't want to just be a robot and fill up your title and be completely unoriginal and have no
Yeah.
voice.
Exactly. You've nailed it. Because yes, everybody will see you, but they will not buy from you if they will not understand that you are offering the right product for them. And that's the issue. For them. This is what they've been looking for. This is the product that will meet their needs. So it's a game. It's a game of understanding the needs and the values, and I will get back to that again and again and again, because eventually everything is about. Even it starts with your brand values, but if let's say most of the products are brands, but they are offering, let's say, product, so they have like the product values, not the brand values, and the emotion that you have implanted in this product, and it comes to and you can do it with when you understand. Remember, we said at the beginning that you will make some photos of the values, of the emotions, of the things that you want to add. When you understand them, then you can create better photos for the products. And sorry that everything is all over the place. I'm trying to answer as much information as possible. But if you understand that, if you understand what values, now we can create even photos using AI, which is something we have not been doing yet. We're starting to play with it. But there are tools that can do photos with AI. There are tools that can do videos with AI, which is brand new. So our marketing world is becoming better and better with more abilities, because I don't know, we used to play days with I don't know, never ending catalogs, trying to find them, or going to someone who will make the best shooting, and then you're getting the photos, and some you love, sometimes it's amazing, sometimes it's not. But if you're playing with AI, then it's a different game. Now you just need to do it slowly, and then you're getting the result that you wanted. Know your results first. Know the game. Know your position. Sorry, I'm repeating.
No,
It's important.
right. Yeah, I completely agree. I do want to just run over to a sponsor quickly, and then we can continue the conversation. So, Hayden, I'll do this. I'll just send it over. So we'll be back in just a second.
Have you got as far as you can using automated tools to manage your advertising, but know that there's so much more you could be doing? Maybe you don't know where to start or how to improve your Amazon advertising. Why not talk to ClearAds, an Amazon certified partner with over 5 years of experience in moving beyond automation campaigns to sophisticated and proven advertising approaches that are far more effective for larger scale Amazon sellers. ClearAds prides itself on being an extension of your business, providing insights into how to achieve results, and ensures that you are able to understand the approaches taken and how they work for your business. Talk to ClearAds today and let them know you heard about them on the Lunch with Norm podcast and get a free audit, and see how ClearAds can work with you to build your business today.
All right. So thank you for the questions, everyone. I see we're starting to load up. questions. And don't forget, we do have the hashtag Wheel of Kelsey giveaway today. We're giving away Nir's time, so thank you, Nir, again for giving away an hour of Neil's consultation time. So you can talk to Nir all about branding. If you have any questions, you can have this private
Can I
one-on-one.
stop you for a second just to talk about branding?
Absolutely.
We are on Lunch with Norm show, and everything is branded in here. Everything is branded. Just have a look, everyone. We have the color, which is orange. We have beard all over the place. We can see it. I don't know if they see also the background, but I can see the background in here. And I know what is. I'm not sure if I can reveal the future, but I know. Let's say the beard is going to be very present.
Very prominent, yeah.
Yeah. So this is branding. This is real branding. This is, and but he also, you've built a language, you build something so people understand what does it mean lunch with norms when they come here for the first time. They usually understand immediately where they are and what is the game about. What are yeah. I had some time that I was not speaking, so I was reading the comments, and I don't remember who was asking it, but somebody has asked me about social. Have you seen it, Kelsey?
I believe this one from Cool Hand 99.
No, but maybe maybe. Let's see. So someone was asking what can be done.
To interact with the brands?
Yes, to
or on
interact
social.
with
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me read this out for our audio listeners. So Coolhand99 is asking, do you have any advice on how to get more people interacting with my brand on social?
So I'm not to be. I do understand a lot about Amazon, about branding, but I'm not social guy. There are many others that are doing much better work. I'm being very open with that. So you need to have. We've just discussed it. Here we're on social. So you need to have a language. You need to have a brand, and when you understand your not just the product, also your brand and the values, etc., then you can do the same on social. So social can do completely two different things. So one will be, let's say, if you have TikTok or something. So you have your TikTok page, and you have the materials that you are uploading, and this is one thing. The other thing is go to an expert or speak with influencers that can help you create your brand awareness. They will do the video, they will upload things. There is a full system for that. To be honest, we are doing things that I was taught by Paul Barron. If you want somebody who I'm recommending, and I know he's a good friend of this show, Paul Barron is your point of guy. He's been doing amazing work on that, and we're giving all our TikTok work to him. So yeah, you need to have somebody who is an expert to deal with the influencer. Yes, we can all do that. Would it be good? Not sure. So
yeah, I think it's specifically with influencers, it's just very time consuming reaching out to them. I do have advice. I know with influencers, because it's so time consuming and there's a lot of variables when you're working with influencers. Some just might not be they might not really want to follow your rules your guidelines that you've set. They want to have more freedom, so you're always kind of having to work with that relationship. Whereas we found success using a software or service called Billo, where you're almost just hiring a content creator and setting out exactly what you need, and then they record the video specific to your guidelines, and then they give it to you. So it's not so much about using or working with an influencer and trying to get the best of both. With this service called Billo, you just hire them. They do exactly what you tell them to do. And if you have that strong voice, if you have that strong branding, you can give them those guidelines and they can just give it to you in your vertical format or your horizontal for a 30-second video, minute-long video, a testimony, an unboxing. You can specifically say exactly what you want to do, and it just makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, but this is the other angle. So this is something you will do on your page, not them on their page, right?
Yes. So the one thing you're sacrificing is that
you need both.
You don't have, yeah, you do need both. But I think just to get started, maybe even as a way to see how strong your voice is, create one of those videos with a Billo and see what you get back and see if that is the voice that you're imagining for your brand. And then once you understand that, then at least you have an idea, that picture to that brand that you have. And you can go out to influencers and you can kind of
you
match.
know what you can do? And again, sorry for throwing a lot of apps. You can pixel them. The best, I don't know, the best out there, I think, or the one that was doing excellent work for us, called Pixel Me. It's bought by Carbon 6. Very good, not that expensive, and everyone have something like 2 weeks of experience trial with it. You can pixel them. So even if, let's say, even if you're paying now to influencer on TikTok, they are doing their video on their feed. But if you are giving them the link which is pixeled, then you are getting I know it's not fair, but they are getting their customers or their I don't know what's called, their viewers being pixels. So tomorrow, if you're doing something else, like you just said, Kelsey, they will see you. So they will not see you one time, they will see you a few times. Now we're dealing with advanced marketing because you need to have.
That's great stuff.
Yeah. So now this is, you need to have, if as a, some of the products they will buy you after one time, they will see, but they need to see them, the product, I don't know, unless they were looking for it, at least a few times. I don't want to say the number, but because it changes. But if they will see a few times, then they'll say, I think I need it. The back of their mind.
Right.
So I think it's a good tip for everyone.
Yeah, no, that's a great tip. Yeah, the importance of retargeting. I don't think we've specifically, that might be a good podcast episode, but how to specifically retarget and the tips to retarget someone, an audience that you're selling to, and seeing how they can follow up on social media. So just to round out that answer, Coolhand99, I think to get people to interact, that means to interact, you need to connect with them. So that means, first off, making sure that your brand is consistent with your voice and you are targeting those pain points to your brand, or the values that you have. You want to make sure those are strong, because it comes down to it's do you connect with your brand, and then does your brand and your posts match, and they all are together as one consistent thing. So if you can match those two, using influencers are a great tool, or the Billo content creators.
I just remember that, even if you want to work with an agency, that will be the best. But let's say you don't have the ability, which is okay. Sometimes, we're expending dividing our expenses the way we feel like. If I remember correctly, and maybe I'm mistaken, but if I remember correctly, and I think I do, Paul Barron has now a video, like a course that he is selling, I think something like $2.99 or $3.99, and it's completely detailed. So he will teach you, he will guide you how to do it. But I'm not he's a good friend of mine. I'm not sure because he was telling me, so I'm not sure about the price, but it's a good opportunity for those who don't want to use agency.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, we'll have to find the link for that, Hayden. If you know that, you can drop that in. But I think one thing about social media, I know we're talking a lot about social media right now, but I think one thing that is true about social media is that it doesn't lie. If you have an engaging post,
one thing about social media, it not lie. It lies with
yeah,
everything.
specifically with content. Like if you have an engaging piece of content,
Yeah, I agree.
it's going to do well. I know when we post on Lunch with Norm, if we post a generic link to an event or something, it doesn't do well. No one cares. They've seen it 1,000 times. They'll pass it. But if you create a piece of content that is helpful or valuable or genuinely funny and targets your audience, then it's going to connect. Like it's not going to lie. There's posts that we've made where it'll get 2,000 impressions, and then there's posts that we make that get 50, and that's just because targeting was off. We didn't have the right message, and we just have to adjust for that. So,
and I can tell you that we had. I cannot tell you who was the influencer, but it was somebody big one. So we knew that we were going to have a post, and we knew that we'll need to be ready, and we like shipped tons of products to the warehouse, and we had another shipment coming, and everything was gone, like thousands, a lot of product within hours. So social media can work for you, and you know what? And they will know you, and then we're you've seen how we work. I'll describe it a bit. So we know that they are repeating customers because they enjoyed the product, because it was good for them. So we have pixeled them, and we are reaching them, and we are playing. Basically, we're trying to squeeze everything from that. But you know what? They're not just social media is not just about going out of Amazon. Now Amazon is allowing us abilities within the system. So we have the Amazon post. I don't know if people are playing with it. We have the Amazon video, which is Amazon Live. And if you ask me, this is something you need to play with. I know Norm has been starting to play with it, right, Kelsey?
he has, yes.
And look, this is not the future. This is happening now, and it will become bigger and bigger. And it's not something that is just for the huge brands. It's something that you can do. We are building strategies and branding, and we are positioning companies, really mid, even sometimes small companies. It's not something that you can say, okay, I cannot do that. If you remember, at the first time I was here, I was speaking about motivation, and I said, I said to Norm before, maybe to you as well, I said to people, there is something that people usually say. They're saying, I've tried everything and it's not working. And then they're just, not doing it. No, it's not. You have not tried everything. If you have tried everything, you would succeed. You've tried 2 things, 3 things, and you failed. Change your approach, change the things that you're doing, go back, try to change your approach first, and then your brand, if you are connecting it to today, and then you will succeed. Make sure you understand your customers, not what you think they. Make sure you understand. I don't know. Invest some time in understanding them, in understanding the needs. Again, not what you think. I used to work on pregnancy test for real. And I don't know if you noticed, but I'm a male. And I was an expert for that. I could have told you everything about that. about pregnancy test, about fertility test. I knew basically whatever I could from my position. But even back then, always, because I will never use it. Always, I knew that all the technical things, but I always made sure that I'm speaking also not with my gender.
Right.
So just to have the full understanding of things.
Right. And I want to go back to your point about when you think you're doing everything and nothing is working. I think as someone who's created this podcast and this community, there's been times where, we were trying to find our voice or some things weren't working. And even some of the brands that we've worked with before, it's really scary as a brand when nothing is working and you want to just keep trying different things. You want to maybe try Facebook or TikTok, or you want to try a different strategy or technique. But it's really scary to kind of take that step back and look at that base that we were talking about and say, am I targeting the right people? Is my messaging correct? Are the pain points that I've listed here the ones that actually I should be targeting? And brands will fight themselves, and they will not take a look at that. They'll do everything they can to try and fix the superficial things, the superficial strategies and tactics. And but when you're doing that, that's above the pyramid. Your base isn't strong enough to support what you're doing. So I urge any Amazon brands, if you're having difficulties or struggles, that you're not connecting, or social media posts aren't working or something, really try and go back to that base and look at your brand and see, is it consistent? Are you sending the right messaging? Who is your pain? Like, is your customer specific enough? Like I said, the digital marketer course, or the template, the customer avatar, check that out, retry it. And there's been so many guests that we've had on that have over and over and over and over and said, like, know your customer, know who they are. Norm's mentioned SparkToro 1,000 times, the app where you can take a look at your customer avatar automatically. And I think that would be my kind of final piece of advice. Nir, do you have any other? We'll see if you have a takeaway from today's episode, and then we'll finish off with just a few questions from the audience. But Nir, if you could give one piece of advice for a brand that's struggling with their brand, do you have anything that you would suggest?
Yes, go outside of Amazon. Go outside of Amazon. Go to Facebook. Go to your competitor's website. Learn outside of the box. Don't do whatever everyone else are doing. Try to see if you're getting values that are not, again, marketplace like Amazon has its rules. So go outside where they can do whatever they want. Try to understand the values. Don't copy. Work always according to the TOS of Amazon. Don't copy, but try to understand the competition. Try to find your place. Try to find your voice. If you can't hire an agency or even hire just a consultant based on hour, it doesn't have to be us. It can be, there are many good marketing people, but hire somebody to help you just overcome this point. But never give up. It's not about everybody's speaking, be on the first page, be on that, get there. It's a long process going there. If you just do the tactics again, you can spend thousands of dollars, or you will be there in a week. So what? You've lost money, and then you go down. But if you will build your branding and you will do something, some kind of a combination between them, then you will be there and you will stay there. And sorry for doing it a bit long. If you will stay there and you have and everything will be in place and the values, and you will speak with the customers, you will stay there, and it will be much cheaper because they will want to buy you. Then you will be on page one because you've earned it, not because you're sending traffic with, I don't know, advertising, which is good. We have amazing advertising department, but this is just one part of the marketing efforts. That's
Right.
it.
All right. Well, we do have some questions come in. I want to stick to the one specifically about branding, customer avatar. Some of them just I think might be better suited for the Facebook group. So if feel free, Rad, Tony, if you do have questions, you can post in the Facebook group. But we're going to try and stick to the branding specific questions. So from Andrew, we have always struggled to define our customer avatar as the end user. It's not necessarily the purchaser. Any tips on defining the avatar? His product is Twilight Action. It's like a glow in the dark football and basketball. So yeah, any
I think that you've discussed this product in here, right? In Lunch with Norm.
it was for the Trash My Product. Yes,
yeah,
this is one of the products.
So to be completely open with you, creating avatar is not something we can do now. We are about to finish, and it's more than a full hour of creating it. But I don't know. Reach out to me. I will give my email. It's not a problem. I'll try to help you. Maybe, if I will be able to help you for free, it will be for free. If not, I will tell you upfront. But it's not that hard. It's not that hard. But you need to understand who are the customers that want this exact ball that glow in the dark. What are they looking for? Why should they buy this one instead of regular ball? And again, without understanding the products. Okay, so it's not fair that I will give answers, but this is I don't know, from Kelsey.
Yeah, it would need to I think take some in-depth dissecting of the product, and
I'll be happy to help. Really, if you give me like a list, then I will be happy to help. It's not now. It's Black Friday, so it'll be a bit more complicated. We're there in a week, but I'll do my best to help. Really, feel free to approach me. Usually, I'm very nice.
Yeah, Nir is incredible. He's just an awesome member of the Lunch with Norm community, but also you have your own community too. Which, Nir, do you want to share a little bit about your community?
Yes. So beside being on MarketWise, I'm an expert on a community called Amazon Nonstop. I have my own inner circle, which is very advanced. They are now advanced, but we're starting from, let's say, from the people who wants to work are coming to my inner circle, and then we have all the branding and everything being added. So this is our inner circle. It's every week with live and with monthly calls, etc., etc. And we have the Amazon Club, and tomorrow we will have something like 20 experts. I wanted to I don't know, to have the link, but I forgot to to send you. Tomorrow we'll have about something like 20 experts from Norm that will open for the second year our party, the Black Friday tips party. Brian Johnson, Brandon Young, Amy Weiss, and many amazing. Paul Varon will come. You can ask him about the TikTok, and Pearl, and so many friends that will come. And I will just, and you don't know that even. And maybe Kelsey will come. I'm trying to get Kelsey. and just, I don't know, 20 minutes before we were on air, the guys from Amazon said that they are coming. So I think this is the first one that I know of that Amazon are coming to I don't know, some kind of a live session on Zoom. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So if you send me the link over, we'll post it in our Facebook group, and I'm sure the Beard Nation would love to check it out.
It's part I forgot to say because I wanted to say so many things. It's part of things that we are doing from our side, and with the Ecom Cooperative, you're also part of that. Ecom Cooperative, just for people to know, these are like the it's a group of service provider on Amazon that trying to do really good things for Amazon sellers. So they've been chosen by others, but now we're working as a group. And this is why Amazon are coming, because they know what we've been doing. So yeah, I'm very proud to be part of it. It was established by David Dion, and I think he gets all the applause.
Awesome. All right. So here, let's answer just one more question before we get to the wheel. This is from Tony. Do you have any recommended software for quizzes or getting people's information like surveys? I want to send an email so I can do a survey and then give a free gift at the end.
Not sure if I have
Not
something
sure.
in my no. But Tony, you're a friend of mine, if I remember, on Facebook. So just feel free. Everyone can be my friends. Don't worry.
We did have Jen Furukawa on before, and he has an app called Prehook that specifically does quizzes. I'm not sure about the free gift at the end. I feel like that's something that would be possible, but you can check that out. And yeah, hopefully that helps.
But Tony. I do want to say something about that, because gifts, I'm dealing here now, I'm speaking about branding, etc. But on my other hat, I'm dealing with all the problems of Amazon. I'm doing all the appeals, etc. Not when it's not good. And gifts are very, very risky on Amazon. So if you're doing something like that, make sure that you're working according to TOS, because they are not playing games on Amazon, and they will know. So be sure that they are doing, never say I'm giving gift, or there are some rules. So work according to the rules, read about it, learn, and only then play safe.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe Tony has a full website that he's focusing on. So, but yeah, great tip. Make sure you're TOS compliant. Okay, so I think that's about it. We have time for the giveaway. And yeah, so if you haven't entered yet, you have about 15 seconds before we're going to go over to that. So that's hashtag Wheel of Kelsey to win a 1-hour consultation with Nir about branding. And before we do, let's throw it over to a word from our sponsor, Hayden. You're ready to go?
A big thank you to our sponsor, Post Purchase Pro, the only complete A to Z done for you real email and text marketing service built specifically for Amazon sellers. Post Purchase Pro creates all of your digital assets 100% for you, from marketing inserts, complete sales funnels, email follow-up sequences, and weekly email promotions. They manage and optimize everything for you to drive more sales, get higher ranking, and receive more reviews on Amazon. So check out Post Purchase Pro now to see if you too will see enormous growth like their nearly 500 clients worldwide. That's Post Purchase Pro at postpurchasepro.com/lunch.
All right, so let's bring on Hayden. It's time for the Wheel of Kelsey. And oh, there he is. All right. It's weird being the host. It feels powerful.
There's not enough room in this show for 2 producers. Kelsey.
Yeah.
Should we get into the theme?
Yeah, of course. Take it away whenever you're ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
It's time for the Wheel of Kelsey.
There we go.
All right. All right. Do you have the wheel?
I do. Just give me one second to share.
Hayden, it's not Kelsey in there anymore. He's changed his haircut.
Yeah, I've got to update the picture.
Yeah.
It's got to have a nice
Yeah.
mustache.
Yeah. Or I'll find a GIF of a mustache or a little mustache to drop on and a beard.
I can
while
see
I'm at
some
it.
people from my inner circle in here.
Hey,
Oh,
your devout
awesome.
followers. All right.
So I do want to mention that we do this giveaway every single episode. So if you're new to the podcast, you can come back Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern time, and you can enter this giveaway with the different guests we have. We have different consultations, software trials, all that fun stuff. So make sure you come back and Hayden, give it a spin.
All right, here we go.
And if you are a winner, please email me k@lunchwithnorm.com and we'll connect you. And it looks like Fanny. All right, Christine. All right, congratulations, Christine. We actually got to meet in Mexico, and I think you're really going to enjoy this, Christine, to have this consultation with Nir. So congratulations. And Nir, if people want to connect with you, what's the best way to do that?
So they can go to the, MarketWise. It's market-wise.com website, or they can email me directly. I do not afraid that people will approach me at Nir@market-wise with a z.com, or they can look me on my name on, LinkedIn, Facebook. Be my friends. It's okay. I'm not biting. And I'm usually trying to answer fast. Just be aware that we're in Q4 a week before the Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So a bit hectic time. But beside that, you will get an answer from me. Be sure.
All right. Fantastic. And Nir, I just want to say thank you to you for taking this on. You were one of my first guests to do these solo podcasts without Norm.
No, it's not Lunch with Norms. You're
Lunch with
mistaken.
Lunch with Bros.
No, it's not.
Lunch
Yes,
with
it's
Bros.
the first episode of Lunch with Bros.
Yeah,
Brand yourself.
I gotta write that down. But yes, thank you, Nir. It's been great, and you're just such a generous person. So I just want to say thank you again for taking the time to do this. And if you want to just stick around once we end the podcast, we'll just have a quick talk afterwards. But we'll say goodbye to you here on this live stream. And we'll talk to you later, Nir. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. It was a pleasure.
Lunch with